picking up steam. Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs when the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em.
Detroit Tigers.
Go get 'em, Tigers. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em.
Detroit Tigers.
Go get 'em, Tigers.
Like most stories of accomplishment, it began in frustration and disappointment. On Sunday, October the 1st, 1967, the last day of the season, the Tigers lost the American League pennant. To the people of Detroit, it was disappointment. Bill Freehand spoke for the Tigers during 1968 spring training at Lakeland, Florida. Bill, can the Tigers do it this year?
Well, Ernie, I'll tell you what, I'm convinced that we can do it. We've got some real good talent. I think we gained something last year by virtue of the fact that we had a lot of young guys who went through an experience we'd never been through before. And I'll tell you what, if we can keep our guys free from injuries, we're going to win in '68.
The Tigers opened the season against Boston. More than 41,000 fans filled Tigers Stadium as the Tigers lost despite Earl Wilson's home run. That Thursday, it was Boston again, with one slight difference. Gates Brown pinch hit a home run in the 9th inning for a 4-3 Tiger victory. It was also an omen of things to come. The Tigers were to establish a record as a come-from-behind team. 40 of their victories were to come in the 7th inning or after. 30 in their last time at bat. It was suspense in its purest form, and Tiger fans took wild delight in it. The Tigers won the next 9 games. There were no Tiger superstars at this point. Every day, a different player would make an outstanding play to keep the winning streak alive. In this game, it was Ray Oyler. May rolled around and the Tigers kept on mowing down the competition. Baltimore, May the 8th, bases loaded. Brooks Robinson of the Orioles at bat. Here's how Jim Northrup, Tiger outfielder, described it.
We just started running over there after it, and all of a sudden I dove at the ball, and I was just lucky enough to catch it.
For one of the most important catches of the season and another Tiger victory. The next month mixed good news with bad for the Tigers. Al Kaline hit his 307th home run to set a Tiger record. About a week later in Oakland, a wild pitch broke Kaline's right arm to take him out for the next 37 games. Baseball observers took a long look at the Tigers. Did they have class, or were they lucky? It takes both to make history. June 15th, Chicago again, and a historic catch by Mickey Stanley.
I followed the flight of the ball, and I think this was a breaking ball inside, and McGraw is more or less a pull hitter, and I think I cheated a half a step where I got a real good jump, and I knew where I was located. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have dove for the ball. Louis Aparicio was a runner, and we doubled him off at first.
Manager Mayo Smith called it the outstanding fielding play of the season. And the season rolled on with the Tigers turning out a new hero each day. The talent was there. Now it came through when it counted. The city was behind the Tigers 100%, and the team knew it. The members of the team had absolute faith in each other. Willie Horton summed it up. We play like a family. One big reason the Tigers could stay loose was Denny McLain. His 18th win was an 8-0 shutout over the Athletics on July the 18th. The season still had a long way to go. There could be a new entry in the record books. Next, it was a series with the Orioles, and Tiger outfielder Willie Horton almost made a catch.
I didn't lose the ball until about the 3rd flip, and so that was long enough to call the man out. You know, it really was a great pain that knocked the wind out of me, mostly in my elbow hit me. In the stomach, I kind of tore my stomach muscle. You know, my center fielder, Mickey, he'd always be the first one there with me, and I guess I'm more concerned of him also.
July was a big month for the Tigers. Suspense mounted. Crowds got bigger. 53,000 people were there when Tommy Magic won it with 2 out on the bottom of the ninth.
I just got some kind of great feeling. All I could think of was that it put us really 2 more games ahead of Baltimore. And I was just so happy for myself and for the guys and for the ball club that we won.
Today, here in Boston, things looked grim. This time, in the 11th inning, it was Bill Freehand.
When that ball jumped off my bat, I couldn't have been any happier. And personally, I always have done pretty well there. I don't know if I'd like to call signals there all my life. It gets a little tough, and I think a 5-run lead is never real secure in that park. It's been a hard day, and when we finally finished that game, I was really a tired man.
4 days later, Jim Price was a hero. He homered in the 10th inning, and the Tigers beat Chicago 3-2.
It moved in on me, and I'm mostly a pull hitter, and really, I guess a knuckleball pitcher, I usually try to go back through the middle. Wally Moses said that's the best way to hit him, and that's what I try to do. Before I go up to hit, I'm not really nervous, but after I hit, I'm shaking like a leaf.
But smooth sailing had to stop sometime, and it stopped for the Tigers on August 22nd with Tommy John's last pitch to, or rather at, Dick McCullough.
And that one sails in over the head of McCullough. McCullough has a few angry words, and he's going up for Tommy John now, and at it. Both the benches are cleared.
I don't think it was a case of losing your temper. I think it was something that I don't really mean had to be done, but should have been done a long time ago, because we were hit, I believe, 18 times in 18 ball games, and it had to be stopped. Bill Freehand was taking a beating all year long, and I've had a lot of people ask me, well, what would you do if threw up again? And I told them, I said, well, I'd really have to try and count to 100 as fast as I could, and then think twice.
August 23rd, Black Friday for the Tigers. In New York, the team learned that the Tommy John incident had resulted in a $250 fine and a 5-game suspension of spark plug McCullough. The Tigers were in a rage at what they considered a harsh ruling. The Tiger anger turned to frustration when they played 19 innings against the Yankees without reaching a decision because of the curfew. This was the beginning of the darkest days of the Tiger season. Denny McLain, who'd been the stopper all season, lost his first road game. 4 one-run losses in muggy Yankee Stadium. You could feel apprehension all over town. Would this be another heartbreaking year? Would the Tigers choke? Mayo didn't think so. In fact, he chose this moment to state for the first time that we would win. The next night, in the cool confines of Milwaukee's County Stadium, Freehand and Wilson picked up the team. A sore-arm Wilson revived the staggering ball club with a 6-hit shutout, and Freehand hit a pair of doubles. This lifted the Tiger lead to 5.5 games and brought a great sigh of relief to the Midwest. McCullough was back, and Denny McLain was winning again.
Taylor and Dobson came through with big wins as spot started. The relief corps, McMahon, Wyatt, Lasher, Wharton, and Patterson, made important saves. And what better bench insurance than the extra hitting power of Matthews and Comer.
But Baltimore had picked up steam and was making a race of it. And they were coming to town for the Labor Day series. This was a showdown. Earl Wilson homered in the 2nd inning and tossed a 4-hitter. Jim Northrup stroked 3 hits to pace the Tiger attack. In the 2nd inning, Bill Freehand was hit by a pitch for the 23rd time, tying the league record. But Big Bill came back to smash a line drive, scoring Norfolk. Don Wirt singled to score Cash and Freehand. The Tigers put it out of reach an inning later with 5 runs. Dave McNally was too tough the next day as the Orioles won 5-1. But in the finale, it was Denny McLain all the way. prospects weren't bright in the early going. Denny allowed 2 runs in the first inning, and then the rains came and delayed action for 43 minutes. Play resumed, and Detroit took a 4-2 lead into the 3rd inning. But the Orioles, walk and 2 singles, cut the Tiger lead to 4-3. Then, with 2 men on and none out, Boog Powell, Baltimore cleanup man, came to bat. Powell sent a line drive toward McLain.
That is caught. It may be a triple play. They did it. A triple play.
So with one marvelous motion, McLain broke Baltimore's back. The Tigers finally realized that they could go all the way. Now it's just a matter of magic numbers. How many more wins before the Tigers would nail down the pennant? And how many games could Denny McLain win? September 14th, a bright, sunny Saturday afternoon. Denny McLain attempting to become the first 30-game winner in more than 30 years. It turned out to be the game of the century, as the nation forgot its worries long enough to watch Denny challenge the record of the great Dizzy Dean. Old Diz was there to root for the audacious young man who had turned the sports world on. 44,088 McLain fans wondered, along with the millions of TV viewers, if the pressure was getting to Denny when he served up the first of his 2 home run pitches to Reggie Jackson.
Long shot. This one is going to be gone. Upstairs for Jackson. Second home run of the year.
Later, Jackson's catch, great throw, cut down downward at home as he continued to stymie Denny's grab for glory. Stormer Norman Cash kept McLain in the game with a 3-run homer in the 4th.
Fastball. Long shot. There she goes.
But Oakland came right back to lead 4-3, and it looked as if Denny's number 30 wouldn't happen today. But Kaline, pinch hitting for McLain, opened the 9th with a walk. Then Stanley's single sent Kaline to 3rd, and when Oakland's first baseman Danny Cater threw high to home, Kaline came in to score and tie the game.
The pitch swung on, a ground ball to Cater. He goes to the plate. Bad throw! The Tigers scores! Stanley heads for third base. The Tigers have tied this ball game.
Horton singles to score Stanley for the winning run.
Outfield is shallow. The pitch. Fastball. Base hit. Tigers are going to win this one. Stanley scores the winning run, and McLain wins his 30th ball game of the year as Willie Horton comes up with a big base hit. In the bottom of the 9th, the Tigers scored 2, and look at this celebration on the field.
Bunch of ball players I've ever played with, and I've been saying that for 5 years. It's just been fantastic. The guys, we've been making clubs beat themselves, and exactly what happened again here today. It's just that kind of a ball club. Get a man on base, somebody sacrifices himself up, then we got a little break, the ball gets through the infield, and Mickey's hit. That's the way things have been going all year.
Denny, they won the ball game for you a lot of times.
They sure have.
Behind, they won it like they did today.
Right. Here's Mr. Fetzer right back.
Congratulations, Denny. A great job watching all for you.
Thank you.
A great one. You better come to it and
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of you as I can be.
Thank you.
A Hollywood finish with enough thrills to last a lifetime. Not so for Tiger Town. For those who had survived McLain's masterpiece without heart failure, the best was yet to come. Just 3 short days later, September the 17th, 23 long years of waiting were over. A hopeful crowd of 46,000 was on hand to see the Tigers do it again, coming from behind. The big one was to carry this special brand of Mayo's Magic. At the last minute, Mayo calmly replaced the ailing Earl Wilson and gave Joe Sparma a chance to win the big game. Sparma was up to the challenge. He was working on a brilliant 1-0 shutout when the Yankees combined 2 singles to tie the score in the ninth. These come-from-behind guys did it again. Kaline walked. Freehand grounded the single to left. Jim Price was sent in to bat for Ray Oyler, and the Yankees called in Lindy McDaniel. When Gator Brown came striding out of the dugout, the citizens of Detroit arose to show the league's leading pinch hitter how much they appreciated his record-breaking contribution. Groans echoed through the stands as Gates walked on 4 straight pitches to load the bases. As Don Wirt dug in, the whole state of Michigan held its breath.
The windup and the pitch. The line shot, base hit, right field. The Tigers win it. Here comes Kaline to score, and it's all over. Don Wirt singles. The Tigers mob Don. Kaline has scored. The fans are steaming on the field, and the Tigers have won their first pennant since 1945. Let's listen to the bedlam here at Tiger Stadium.
In the clubhouse, pride, joy, and the thrill of the moment resulted in pandemonium.
This is George Kell along with Larry Osterman, and we're in the Tiger clubhouse right now. There was another Tiger victory dig just like all year long, coming from behind, rallying.
I think that was the greatest thing in the world, winning a game like that. We've been doing it all year long, and I give credit to Don Wirt. He stuck right in there. He did a great job, George.
Dick, you've had a great year. Good luck in the World Series against the Tigers. We'll get some more on here in just a moment. We're going to try to get right here, George.
This is the manager, Mayo Smith. You'd never know it.
No. Hey, George. Are they going to shake his hand? Must be as much a thrill for you as it is for the guy.
I knew this was going to happen.
Mayo, good luck to you in the World Series. I want to get you away from me before I get ruined.
All right, George.
Good luck. This has got to be great.
Oh, I never tried to score in a contest. I'll tell you, I was trying. That's stupid, George.
You know, they say grown men don't cry, but Joe Sparma was crying. Just want him next, Charlie.
Exactly how he feels. It's just something that you just can't, just what comes in. I think it's just great. The greatest feeling in the world.
You're going to take a little rest now before the series?
Now we'll start thinking about it. I'm sure of that.
Jim Campbell right here, the general manager. He put this thing together.
George, we worked a long, hard time.
We sweated this thing out, but it's the guys on the field, Jim. They have to do it.
There's so many guys deserve credit for this. It's just wonderful.
You come down to the ninth, you retire the first 2 batters, and you know they're not out of it. Something's going to happen.
The whole community deserves it. I mean, the whole state, and we're real happy.
Good luck in the World Series. We'll take the Cards next.
I think we'll beat them.
Right. Jim Campbell, general manager of the ball club. Here's the old pro right here. Here's Al Kaline. And Al, you've been here a long time waiting for this, and you just had to be the man to score the winning run that capped it all. It had to be that way.
Well, it's a big thrill, and we've been waiting a long time. Everybody in Detroit, I have, and it's a tremendous feeling. And nothing surprises me the way our ball club plays. It was a typical Tiger game. Come and win it in the late innings, and it's just fantastic. Everybody has done so much to help the ball club. As you know, anytime you play a team like the Cardinals, you have to be very lucky to win. But nothing will surprise me. Whatever happens, our ball club will give a good representation of themselves.
We're going to give them a battle.
You sure are.
Al, good luck for you and Jim Campbell and the guys that's been here so long. These are the guys.
I tell you, Jim Campbell and Mr. Fetcher's waited a long time, and Jim Campbell's done a whale of a job putting this club together, and so is Mayo Smith.
They're wasting it out.
Mayo Smith has done one whale of a job with our ball club. I think he's the best manager I ever played for.
Good, Al. Good luck to you in the series, Al. We've had a lot of them up here tonight, and nearly every one of them said they wanted to win it for you and Jim Campbell. That's quite a compliment.
Well, I tell you, as far as I'm concerned, they're all my boys. I saw them grow up from just kids into men. And there is no greater satisfaction in this world and seeing a man become a man. And that's what our boys did tonight. Right now, this is the greatest gang in the world as far as I'm concerned. There are none better.
You brought them from Tiger Town to Tiger Stadium.
Right.
Good luck to you.
Bases loaded and 2 out, base hit, beautiful. The Coyote, where is he? He should be up here, not me.
What about the World Series? You've seen the Cardinals.
We'll beat them.
Gonna beat them.
Beat them easy.
Next stop, St. Louis and the World Series. It opened on a muggy Missouri Wednesday in Busch Stadium. Bob Gibson was on the mound for St. Louis, and Denny McLain pitched for the Tigers. And Mayo Smith shook up the baseball world by inserting Mickey Stanley, the league's best center fielder, at shortstop. Mayo explained that Stanley's natural athletic ability and desire would give the Tigers more than adequate performance at short. In addition, the move allowed him to play Al Kaline in right field. Odds makers had pegged the Tigers as underdogs, which was nothing new for them. But in that first game, Lou Brock unsettled the Tigers early. Watch him torture Denny McLain and Bill Freehan with that lead off first. He's determined to make the first steal in the series. And there he goes. In the scramble, Brock heads on to third and holds air. This sets the stage for a man-to-man duel between Freehan and Brock for the rest of the series. Brock was on his way to a new base-stealing record. Freehan was determined to stop him. But another record was to be broken that first day. A tired Bob Gibson faces Tiger slugger Al Kaline in the ninth.
The pitch to Kaline.
The crowd gives Gibson a standing ovation as he equals the Sandy Koufax record of 15 strikeouts in a single series game. And he's not finished yet. Next to go down are Tigers' Norm Cash and Willie Horton. It's an unhappy 4-0 ending for the Tigers. But a new world's record for Gibson, 17 strikeouts. And the experts predicted it would be the Cardinals all the way. The second game saw one of the outstanding fielding plays of the series when Cardinal Orlando Cepeda hit a long, high foul into right field. Here comes Kaline on the dead run. And the gate's open. He throws to third, so Javier decides to hold at second. In the third inning, Tiger pitcher Mickey Lolich surprised the world and himself for his first home run in 10 years of professional ball. Later, with the Tigers leading 6-1, Cardinal Lou Brock did his best to get the Tigers off balance again. While Freehan scrambles for the ball, Brock heads for second and makes it easily. Does he have the Tigers psyched? Watch this play later in the game. The throw is wild, and once again, Brock is safe at second. But it didn't help. Final score, Detroit 8, St. Louis 1. After a day off for travel, the series resumed at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. The Cardinals won the third game 7-3. When St. Louis was victorious in the fourth game 10-1, it began to appear that all the predictions were true. Where was the Tigers' come-from-behind formula? Was Mayo's magic finally going to fail them? The Tigers were in bad shape, down 3-1. The Tigers knew what they were up against. After the first few minutes of the first inning, it looked even darker. Cardinals up. Cepeda at bat. Lou Brock had already doubled to left and scored on a single by Curt Flood. Now Cepeda's home run brought Flood home too, and the score was 3-0, Cardinals. The top of the third. Same old story. Here's Brock on first again. Detroit fans knew what that meant. So did Bill Freehan. He calls for a pitch out. He's right. Brock's on his way. Freehan's throw is perfect. McAuliffe makes the tag. This may well have been the psychological turning point for the Tigers. Let's take a look at that again in slow motion. They hadn't lost the magic after all. At the top of the fifth, St. Louis still led 3-2. Cardinal Lou Brock had doubled and was in scoring position. Javier singles, and Brock heads home. Willie Horton throws to Freehand. He's ready for it, and for Brock too, and gets one of the biggest outs of the series, and one of the most controversial. In slow motion, you can see that Freehand made the tag when Brock's foot was still in front of the plate. The Tigers come alive in the bottom of the seventh. Mickey Lolich and McAuliffe had singled. Mickey Stanley had walked. The bases are loaded. Kaline brings Lolich and McAuliffe home with a jarring drive into short center. Norm Cash drove home Stanley for the fifth run a minute later. Final score, Tigers 5, St. Louis 3. Proof once again that they might be down, but never out. Ray Washburn was on the mound for the Cardinals in the famous third inning of the sixth game. It started when he walked Dick McAuliffe. Then Mickey Stanley singled. It was Al Kaline next. Then Norman Cash makes his contribution. Then a walk by Willie Horton loaded the bases. Now it's Jim Northrup's turn.
There's a drive. It's going to be a grand slam.
Before the inning was over, the Tigers led 12-0 to set an all-time series scoring record for a single inning. The Tigers won the game 13-1. The Tigers entered the seventh game, still playing their usual role of the underdogs. It's the sixth inning and no score. And here's Lou Brock leading off first base again. And Brock is on his way. Later, Lolich, Cash, McAuliffe, and Stanley teamed up to run down Kurt Flood.
They got him picked off. Flood is caught off first base. There's McAuliffe now, and Lolich running him down the other way. Everybody's handled the ball, and he is tagged out.
It was still no score into the seventh. With 2 out, Norm Cash singled. Then it was Willie Horton's turn, and another single. Truman on and Northrop up. And there it goes.
Fly ball, Flood. Hey, almost caught. He misjudges it over his head. 2 runs are going to score.
Now the Tigers were ahead 2-0. Freehand singles and Northrop scores. It's 3-0 Tigers. 9th inning and the Cardinals' last chance. Lolich is tired, but he's still in there. Here's the final pitch to Tim McCarver. And with Freehand's catch, the Tigers become the 3rd team in series history to be down 3 games to 1 and come back to win. Mayo Smith, Tiger manager, accepts the World Championship trophy from Commissioner of Baseball General William Eckert.
Commissioner, thank you very much. On behalf of the players, Mr. Fetzer and Jim Campbell and all the Detroit organization, and this is a very, very happy day for all of us. Thank you very much.
Mayo, were there any special instructions to the fellows before the game? Did you have a meeting or anything?
No, Ernie, no. There was no special instructions, no.
When did you feel that this series made its turn in favor of the Tigers? What special game?
I think it was the 5th game in the 7th inning when we came from behind after being down 3 runs in the 1st inning, and we went on to win it 5-3. And
now we've got Jim Northrup. Did you feel like the ball was going to go a long ways when you hit it?
Well, Ernie, I hit the ball real good. I hit it hard and on the line, and it was a little bit to the left center of Flood, and I didn't know for sure if it'd get over his head because I know he plays deep, but I knew I'd hit it good and it had a chance, and when I see it go over his head, I was the happiest person alive right then. I am right now, too. The biggest thrill I've ever had, and it's the type of ball club we've had all year. We've been behind before, and we keep coming back. We don't ever give up, and we proved it again today.
Bill, congratulations on being the new world champion.
Thank you, Ernie. It's a tremendous thrill. We've come back from behind all year, and we did it again. I never thought we could, but we did, and I don't know, a lot of people must have been praying for us.
Play a representative of the Tigers, a fine catcher, Jim Price. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ernie. I just like to express from the members of the team how grateful we are to the people of Detroit and the state of Michigan for supporting us like they did. We feel that they sort of pulled us together, and we maybe helped pull them together a little bit.
Saw it will never forget it. For the ones old enough to remember, it looked like BJ Day all over again, only more so. It was probably the biggest spontaneous celebration in peacetime American history, and the Tigers were responsible for it. Maybe Detroit isn't a perfect place because 1968 was the year of the Tiger, but it's a lot better place, and the faith of a city and its team and the members of that team and one another made it that way.
Go get 'em, Tiger. Row.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Tiger. World Series bound and picking up steam. Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs when the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em.